Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Soulversations with Mka Morris. Today, my lovely and beautiful guests are Nisheen Stephens and Maxann Stephens, the husband and wife duo. They're a team, y'all. It's two. We got two today. Hey. So I am super excited, super blessed, super thrilled to have you guys today. And for you guys out there, these are my childhood, we went to high school together. How cool is that?
And friends. You can have friends. Yes. It's okay.
I mean, look, we were friends. We're friends. Fuck. It is what it is. I just feel like we have so much to catch up on. Yeah, like 20 years. We was 20 years ago, we was in the thick of it. Now it's okay, so who are y'all today? Let's get into it.
That's it. I love it.
Let's get into it today. So Maxann, because we've already introduced Nisheen last week, but we have to do a reintroduction because we're not sure when that episode would drop. But please tell our lovely guests who you guys are.
For me, I'm Maxann Stephens. I'm a wife.
Said it last name.
Mother. Stephens. Team Stephens.
Team Stephens.
Yeah, I'm
wife,
a wife, mother. Mm-hmm. A child of God. That should be number one, right?
Yes.
But that's it.
No, and she's a beautiful soul.
Oh,
she's a beautiful soul, inside and out.
Thank you.
She forgot that, huh? She forgot that.
I will remind every person in this world, she's a beautiful soul. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now you know what? That I do remember that about you, Maxann.
Yeah.
You were just look, Maxann had it together in freaking high school. Like her spirit was already together in high school. And not that she didn't have the same insecurities that we all had. She just looked the part. Like she was fabulousness every single day. I used to be like, where you going, girl?
Oh, that's so nice to say.
I mean, she had it together. Nisheen, on the other hand.
I had it together though.
You had it together. Smart, brilliant, funny. Smart, brilliant, funny, just all over the damn place. Like Nisheen was here, there, everywhere. Like me, kind of.
No, I was just.
But I had it together too.
I was spreading love. But yeah, Tamika, you was with me. Yeah, let's talk about that. No, man, it was good though. Everything, it's funny that you mentioned that, and I'm sorry, I'm jumping right in, but it was a wholesome thing, man. It was almost like we were family. I mean, because of the dynamics of our, our upbringing, our upbringing. It was like nothing missed, nothing lost, nothing broken. It was we had villages all around us, raising us, people looking after us when we wasn't even looking after ourselves.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. So but no, it was good. It was good. We were fortunate. God had his hand of,
we were blessed. We're still here.
That's
Hello.
That's it.
That
God
part.
had his hand of grace on us, man.
Yep.
Wow. So I am super excited to get into this conversation. You guys are my first duo,
the couple
on the show.
I was hoping Brother Stevie was going to join you. Brother
Stevie is in Texas working. Somebody got to pay these bills, okay?
That's right. Please extend our love to him.
I will.
It was great chatting with him, and I can't wait to continue our relationship and just admonishing one another. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. He waits till he find out that he missed this.
Amen.
So Maxann, how do you put up with this one? Okay, no, the basic story that people want to hear is, how are you guys still together after a million years? Since high school. Tell us how it all started.
So how it all started was, of course, we always knew each other in school.
Middle school.
Right?
Get out.
So look, I would always tell my mother, oh, it's this guy in school. He's just so funny. He could be a comedian, right? So I was outside on my porch one day. And, back in the day, you have your cordless phone. I'm sitting on the porch. I see walking down the street, Nisheen. I'm like, oh, my goodness, Nisheen.
I ran away from home at that time. Yeah. Yeah, tell the truth. I
you was one of
ran away
those
from home
kids.
by that time. I was headed, you know what Forest Heights is?
Yes.
I was headed towards the back of Eastover trying to get over to Southeast.
Oh,
With all my friends.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I saw him and he came over and we sat and we talked for a long while. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like he's not as crazy as I thought he was. Really cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can I
take
tell you?
him one-on-one
was
anyway. Get him in school or something different.
Was
brought
this
her
in
up.
middle school or high school?
So
High school.
that was high school.
Okay, that was high school.
But-
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
10th
yeah.
grade. No, that was 10th grade. Because
Okay.
we started
Yeah, that was 10th
getting
grade
yeah,
because
we started
wasn't,
getting
like
to,
dating or
yeah, we
anything.
started
Yeah.
getting to know each other at 11
Mhm.
when I saw you walking with Brenda in Resource.
Oh,
I'm
don't
sorry.
stop. You being
Can you ask that?
No.
But no, it was good. That's how we really like connected.
Yeah.
So he saw you walking with someone else, and he was like,
Being silly.
No, I'm just seeing
okay.
But no, at that point, I ran away from home and I saw Maxann on the porch. And she introduced me to her mom the first day.
Wow. She was
I
like,
would
this the
always
guy
talk
I'm
about
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Aw. So wait a minute, let me ask you a question. Back up.
Her
Maxann.
mom looked bomb. Listen, her mom looked bomb. So I was like, if I do, you know what I mean, engage in this, I already know what she's gonna look like. Because at
Right.
that point, you still was wearing glasses, right? Yeah, you was wearing glasses.
I think I was. I wasn't wearing
She was
glasses.
wearing them joints.
But time out. Who taught you that? Because a lot of guys don't know that if the mother
What
looks good.
about the mother thing?
Yes. Who taught you that?
I grew up around a lot of older people.
See, you knew.
Already.
Somebody had already hit you. If her mother looked good, then you should go.
I grew up around already
If
older
her mother
people.
looked like,
I used to look at older people and because a lot of the older guys that I was with, from the pool halls and stuff, they used to be like, yeah, she used to be bomb, man. You should have saw her back in the day. And I used to be like, nah. until she pull out the wallet pictures, them little wallet pictures. Yeah, this was me right here when I was a leg dancer, and all of that.
that's funny.
So I was like, listen, her mother, she was pretty, so I knew what she was gonna look like.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's just.
I mean, that was the superficial. That was the surface stuff.
No, but he was hip.
That was. I know. Yeah.
That's we're teaching right now, Maxann, because some guys don't know that part that what looks good. And I'm teaching my daughters this for self-esteem things.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to rush their bodies already. And I'm like, girl, you're fine. You're fine.
I know.
It ages well. It ages well. If you get it on now, it's not going to age too well. Okay. So
yes, that's what I was telling my daughter the other day. Oh, do you think I'm too skinny? And I'm like, honey, let me tell you. I said the girls that had it all that stuff back.
Okay.
Man was like,
okay. Yeah. We're so glad to say, Tamika, you kept it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was tiny. Tiny. That's why.
That's how
okay.
I mean, you're still beautiful. It ain't just the physical.
But that's why
that's part of it.
Yeah. Right. This is true. But it goes for all of us at this point. Let's get back to the story. So y'all, you hooked up. You didn't hook up yet. You introduced him to your mom on the first meeting.
Yeah, we were just like really.
Yeah,
we had really good conversation.
Just a friendship. I would talk to a homie. You know what I mean? But and the top of the beauty too, I wanted to add that y'all had a great dinner.
Oh, don't start it. No, you're not gonna say that.
Come on, time out. He was invited to dinner on the first day.
No, my mom asked.
Great hospitality.
Your mother was great. But that goes back to that village again. If you
right. But it was down to earth though. I mean, and that's what I was looking for. Sometimes you got to realize that even in your uprisings, so we had the best of the best, right? I mean, coming up, me personally, my mom, my dad, again, my dad, 35 years in the Pentagon, right? Working for the Pentagon. My mom 32 years working at GPO, the government printing office. So it wasn't like we experienced quite a bit, even in, you know. So we were the first Black families to move in the neighborhood that we moved in. Like, Forest Heights was all right.
Yeah, for us, it was kind of the same too.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because so my best friend was across the street. And literally her name, I ain't trying to be funny, but her name was Becky.
Okay.
My girl Becky. Okay.
So I would play in the backyard with Becky. So I'm saying all this to say that we, you know, it wasn't like we came from, you know,
nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We came from a lot of something.
My mom, and not only that, even my grandmother worked for affluent lawyers on Capitol Hill. So I knew what a meal was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So tell them what the meal was. What we had for dinner since she said that.
Because you tell them.
Okay. So he kept stressing to me. We had pork and beans and hot dogs.
Come on now.
Right? But no,
come on now.
Just because that's just like what we.
It was a weekday meal. It was your weekday meal. It wasn't Sunday.
But we always had something. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's offering him like pork and beans and hot dogs.
They was missing sardines. I'm used to sardines.
No. So wait a minute. You guys had pork and beans and hot dogs. You were a little embarrassed by the meal.
Little, yeah, but we always.
She shouldn't have been embarrassed. Yeah, they had good meal. But there was a point at that night, that particular day that I happened to come over. It was pork and beans.
It was. Mom had just made Sunday dinner. It was Monday night. It was pork and beans and hot dogs. I get it. Hey, Maxann.
And that was that for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. You laughing, but for that for me was
like they regular people.
Yeah. Like, because I didn't have to put on all of that.
Yeah, because you would see someone one way and don't really know, you know.
Yeah, they got a big old house.
Right.
Maxann's beautiful. You know,
right.
The mom's beautiful, you know, and you know, all of this stuff. And then she came out and was like, yeah, we got pork and beans and hot dogs. Maxann, you want to offer them pork and beans? I mean, and the hospitality of doing that, they extend that to me.
Right.
That told me, I'm like, yeah, I'm sold. I'm gonna get this one.
Okay. So he was not thinking like that.
So
he wasn't thinking like
when did you guys become an item?
11th grade, man.
Was that the end of 11th grade?
Yeah,
and that's summer of 11th grade.
Yeah,
I think that's summer.
11th grade. She had that. You was rocking that gold chain. You remember your Uncle Anthony's gold chain? You remember that?
Yeah. What was it?
She was she was rocking somebody else's chain. I'm like, what chain is that?
Oh, was it? Okay. That'll do it. So you had competition, and the competition made you realize, I'm about to let this girl go.
But she had her name in there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Name in it.
Maxann, I remember this chain, just so you know.
You do?
I do.
So it was like the octagon thing, but it didn't have a name in it.
It did?
I remember the chain.
Saying names. I was like,
I remember the chain.
It wasn't Jesus' name.
And back then, it was not uncommon to say, girl, who chain is that? Yeah. Okay. So Nisheen was jealous, and then what did you do?
I wasn't jealous. It was more like I was.
You was jealous. You was jealous. Go ahead. So you decided that now it's my time. I need to hurry up with my game, because you was slow walking it before. You thought you had time, and then you realized you ran out of time a little bit.
Not at all. It was like a slow cooker. You ever cook with a slow cooker?
It was
joke.
Good.
I put my onions in my seasoning. No.
Okay, so 11th grade year, you decided you guys are going to become an item. I would say this. When I finally found out, because I guess y'all were a secret item for a minute, it was just like, what?
Maxann good at secrets.
No.
I'm not good at secrets. Maxann's good at secrets. I will roll up on you in front of, I don't care who you are, whatever. Let it be known. And so.
I'm just a quiet person anyway. I was quiet, so it wasn't like I'm running around, you know.
Right. It's like if you knew, you knew, and if you found out, okay, well, it is what it is. Okay, so, but how did y'all stay together from then to now? Tell us about that journey.
I'm gonna tell you, it's by the grace of God. I'll say that. God has been really good. You know, I look back often and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
we went through
through a whole
this,
lot.
we went through
A whole
that.
lot. It was a whole lot.
Oh my
Man.
gosh,
But you know, we held on to our friendship.
We did. We do. And that's, you know, that's
we do.
a
Yeah,
number
that's right.
one.
I'm
But,
glad
you
you
know,
said
when you go back and you look where God has brought you from, it's like, oh my God, you know, thank you, Jesus. That's all I can say. God has been good. He's been faithful. People think, oh, you know, that's just something to say, but that's just so true in our lives. He has definitely been faithful.
Wow. Even when someone couldn't be faithful, was there always faithfulness throughout the relationship? Was there any infidelity? And if so, do you mind talking about it? How did you get through that time, if there was?
The grace of God.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
By the grace of God.
Because here's the deal. We know a lot of young people who don't make it out of nothing. Like, oh, he hit me, he touched me, she cheated on me, she, you know, you can't marry a housewife. I mean, you can't marry a hoe, turn her into a housewife. All these isms and things that we do. I mean, I myself am divorced. How did you guys make it through all of the challenges of marriage? Like, did you just one day just say we're committed and that's it? Or did the challenges help you? Because I used to think in my first marriage that if he cheated, possibly, at least now we know what we're working with. He never cheated. He never hit me. We just wasn't equally yoked. You know what I'm saying? So I used to feel like, dang, won't he cheat or do something so at least he knows what I'm talking about? Like, he didn't get why I was so freaking unhappy. And it was because in his head, I'm here all the time. And you could be here, but not be here, though. And that's what he didn't get.
Right.
So tell me about those times.
So I'm just going to say marriage is not for the weak.
No, it's not.
I'll definitely say that. We had so many different challenges, but I think that our covenant with God, I think I kept that in the back of my head as opposed to, okay, you're married to this man, things aren't working out. You know what I mean? I got to remember the truth. That's number one. You know, when you say your vows in front of him, yeah, that's something that you really, hold on to. You don't, take that for granted. He allowed us to be together. So, that's why I always held on.
What is the covenant?
It's my friend.
What is that covenant? You probably need to be reminded.
Just to love. That's love, to being true. I think of, how can I put it? The sequence of God first, the husband, the wife, and then the children. I know that you have a relationship with God. So I'm gonna follow him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As I follow Christ.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't do anything with my life that I wouldn't subject her to.
Right.
But and even when I did, hold on, let's go there.
Yeah, let's talk about that part.
Yeah, even when I did, it was forgiven. It was forgiven. It's only through the grace of God, and I don't know, she could have did the same thing. Sometimes we don't know. It's and a lot of times that's the other part we don't talk about. And the spectrum is full circle though. The grace is extended to us all.
That's right.
The covenant is unto eternity. That's an eternal covenant that you vowed unto God. And everyone talk about the church. The first church is the family, like husband and wife. That's who we created. The institution of one man, one wife, you know what I mean? One woman, and that covenant unto one, shall a man leave his mother and father, cleave unto his wife, and become one flesh. And that one flesh part of it, it ain't just talking about a humankind, it's talking about in regards to purpose.
Unity.
That's it. In regards to fulfilling the very life that God has given. When he breathed the breath of life into the very anatomy of man, he took him from the dust, right? He took him from dirty stuff, right? Took him from the earth. When he breathed his life into man, right, to become a living being, that living being also reproduced. And that's the other thing we forget. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What are you reproducing, not only in just with your life, but what are you reproducing in the lives of others? We were talking earlier about 100% and 100%. Woman being taken from man. Man was 100%. He was a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a woman was taken from man. Woman was
Mm-hmm.
taken from man. She didn't become 50%.
Right.
God is a whole God, right?
Right.
That covenant that when he put man to sleep, put him to rest,
Mm-hmm.
right? That rest was for him, right? For God to do the rest. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. That rest, and you look it up in the scripture in Genesis. I believe it's the 3rd chapter.
Mm-hmm.
When God put man to rest, to pull woman,
Mm-hmm.
put man to rest, so that he can carry out the rest. That covenant that man and woman already was exposed to should always, even in marriage, you leave God up to the rest. When you can't figure it out, you can't do it, you can't get to that part. I can't do it no more. Yeah, get into
Let
that
God
rest.
do it.
That's it. Let God do the rest.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So in letting God do the rest, was there ever a time where you felt like, either one of you guys, where you felt like, whoo, I'm tapped out, I can't do this? And
yes.
Wait a minute, and you literally said, God gonna have to fix this because I'm out.
Can I ask you this
Mm-hmm.
personal question? Have you ever said in your life that I'm tired of me?
Like myself?
Yeah.
No.
You never said that you were tired of yourself.
All
right, let's go to the other spectrum.
Okay.
Can you name something that you said that you will never do in your life, but you did it?
Of course.
All right. Come on, let's settle there. Take another sip and let's stay right there. Even
though this is my interviewing you, but go ahead. I'm a right. Go ahead.
But no.
Let's stay.
But no, God is good. But I've learned through all of our trials and those things. Sometimes we question certain things within ourselves when things happen. And you're like asking girlfriends, am I good? Do you think I look? What's wrong? Like, I know I'm, just don't you deal with external, those things. You know, oh, I got this going on, and you go for this or what? You know, you look at it like that. You have to think a lot of times it's not even about you.
It's never. It never is. It's always another issue, and it's not okay. Which brings me to my next question: communication. Okay, how has your communication grown throughout the marriage? Because I know that most marriages end, people think it's money and all these other things. It's literally a breakdown of understanding and communication, right?
Certain things drawn to you have an attention to, and you learn to discern what matters and what doesn't. Certain things is like, it ain't worth it today. Hey, he feeling it, he ain't have his coffee. You know, something like that, or she ain't, she probably need a rub on her head, something like that. You know what I mean? But for the most part, and in regards to communication, you know when it's intentional and when it's not.
Right.
You pull your spouse away from the habitat, meaning your house or whatever. You put them in a place of just you and them. Like we do sometimes, we do what's known as staycations. Like my last one. Yeah, my last one was in Kent Island. Yeah, Kent Island.
Far from us.
Yeah, and they have like a crab deck. So we stayed at the Hilton, man, just overlooking the water. And I just wanted to
rejuvenate it.
Yeah.
Just talk about us,
Just us, no
kids, no nothing.
What this person's doing with this, because sometimes, a lot of times, rather, we can get caught up in somebody else's
We hit that.
And that can mess up your communication. We had some friends that went through a rough spot. Let's say that. And a lot of times,
can you say why though?
Have you questioned?
Can you say why?
Okay.
No.
So it was because of
close to these people. We intentional about our relationship.
Right. Okay. Yes. So let's say this. It was in regards to infidelity. Okay. And it was on the woman's part. We're not gonna get to because that's somebody else's stuff. But a lot of times
hit me up.
when you're close with someone, it can actually affect you. So you have to know your
Right.
boundaries too. Like, wait a
Right.
minute, I'm sorry this happened, but you know,
we good over here.
yes, yes, because that can
Yeah.
affect and have your spouse questioning you or just your
Right.
relationship and as a whole.
Because
And that's not good.
it is a little deeper, and I didn't say we're not saying everything, but don't include my wife in whatever you doing. Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
You
Will,
well, I'm with her.
Will.
I'm with her. And it's like,
Keep my wife's name
with
out
you.
your mouth.
That's
Chris Rock, whoever. Keep
But
my wife's name.
yeah, we just try and just stick to our thing.
You know, people use the couples all the time to say,
Yeah.
hey,
That's not cool.
co-sign this.
You don't do that, especially when you got a couple at heart. Like you
Right.
riding for these people.
Years.
Like, yeah, and like you telling the dude,
Yeah.
like, man, whatever it is, you know, just how to handle, certain things, how to maneuver, or how I maneuver, because I always keep it on me and how I maneuver. And if they associate with one another, they got the same thought process. And that was the other part of me. Like if they got the same thought process, I don't want Maxann to be rolling on me like that. And I got her best intentions at heart. And we got our family. We got a lot. We got a lot more than what, you know what I'm saying, the average you have in regards to family.
Right. Right.
We go deep when it comes to family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we go deep. She go pick my mother up. All of these things, in regards to trust. So we don't want that.
Yeah.
That's not
right.
So that kind of shook us up a bit in a sense because of that, and
that's how close we hold
the enemy
people.
it just wasn't a good thing.
But we still continue to pray for them.
Right.
And we already know that God's grace is on them. You never know. People get back together too.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
these things happen, and the grace of God will bring them right back together, and they're able to see, hey, listen, this journey really entails you, but it calls, maybe a separation for that season. You know what I mean? And we just don't, man, me personally, I'm getting choked up a little bit. Me personally, I don't like to see people who are, you can tell God is joined together, and that's the Bible. What God is joined together.
Let no man put asunder.
And I know you got a divorce, Tamika. I mean, certain things that God allows.
And sometimes people get married and it's not God ordained either.
That's true.
So
that was my case. And me and God had to have a whole sit down. I was like, okay, God, I get it. Like I literally had to go and be like, I did this, not you. This was not of God. This was like one day we woke up, hey, let's go get married.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Out of time though. We already had a child together and we had lost a child together. So it was like it was just hurt on hurt on her. Yeah, we had no business.
What about part? Was he any part of the faith?
Because he knew I loved God. If we got into it, he would come in the middle of the night with the Bible, and he was one of those. That's why when I prayed to God and said, I got it, God, this is not your God for me. I got it. I was like, now I had to pray for God's God for me. And I was like, I know whoever he is, he's going to have a heart for you first because he'll know how to love me. You know what I'm saying?
He'd go to God to know how to love
concerning her. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we got it right the second time.
Right. So I think that's what keeps us together and holding on. You know what I mean? God is in it. So
and God has to be in it if it's going to work. And not know I'm gonna play with God like my ex-husband used to do. Like he would try to bring the Bible and be like, he knew how to say, well, God say honor your boy. Bye. Stop it. Because you wasn't going to church with me when I asked you to go to church. You wasn't going to marriage counseling with me when I asked you to do that. So don't bring him in it now for your own purposes, so
that's a good piece right there when you talk about the marriage counseling and therapy. Not just together, but individually. Individually, because you still an individual in regards to a lot of this.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to therapy, marriage counseling?
We have.
Yes.
Was it helpful?
It was helpful.
It was definitely helpful. it opened our eyes to a lot of different things. And you know, the beautiful thing is that to be directed and not on to be directed for not only as a couple, again, I go back to, but as an individual, because it's a lot of things that you probably bring and you thinking you 100%
bringing into the marriage,
bring
right?
into that other 100% thinking it's going to be 200%, but when you match it up to that other 100%, you start realizing there's a deficit. You know, I need to recalculate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because brushing up against something that, you know what I'm saying? Certain things that requires more attention than just you.
Amen. What was some of your takeaways from the therapy or the marriage counseling sessions? Like what are some tools that you still use, you know, to this day?
No secrets. That's number one. No secrets.
Okay.
No secrets.
No secrets. And also just communicating. You know what I mean? Even when you think something isn't that big, you know, then maybe, you know, you should definitely still, you know, talk about it. Yeah. And a lot of times people don't know, like when you're in a marriage, a lot of times you have issues. It could stem from childhood.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
yes, a lot of it is.
Yeah.
A lot of what you bring into that table is little Maxann and little Nisheen. And it's like,
but you know, the beautiful thing about that is that we grew up together. So we're able to know and identify a lot of those child. It's like almost brothers and sisters. Like, you know, when you move and slide, you know what I mean? You know, she'll know when I'm, you know, if I took a sip, took a sip, oh man, give me a kiss. Like, no.
That's so funny. And you know what? Not even being childhood sweethearts. I think anytime you spend enough time with someone, you start to know habits and things, you know, about each other. If you're paying attention. Some of us are in tune to each other like that.
Even down to, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Just if you're not feeling like your best and he goes, oh, I can tell something's wrong. What's wrong? You know, those things is always just good to, you know, reckon. I'm so glad, you know, he recognizes those times.
Lower work phone up, just keep calling, acting like I'm gonna stalk her.
Are you still doing stuff like that, Nisheen?
I be stalking her. I be saying sometimes she think I'm a real creep.
Stop it.
That is so cute, though.
People at work, sometimes people probably be like, Lord Jesus.
What she do with this man? Oh my God. How do you guys manage a healthy relationship as a couple and as an individual?
Friends first.
Yeah.
Friends, best interest first.
Yeah.
You know, vice versa.
Even times, and I know it sounds like in church. No, stop. Like in church, for instance, like if we would have to speak or something like that, it's like I am really, I guess I could say timid at sometimes with like a big crowd. And Nisheen is like the total freaking opposite of that.
Hold on. Hold on, Tamika.
I'm not gonna say that.
Listen. I told Maxann she has to get better, right? I'll be, you know, trying to get her, you know, acclimated or whatever. But I told her, you know, one day we was just sitting down on the couch and we were going over some notes, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta really get into it. And the commercial came on. You know that little ostrich, the yellow, the little ostrich, and the guy with the glasses.
This is on the commercial.
It's a commercial, the Liberty commercial. And
yes.
That's how Maxann is. She'd be like, Liberty.
Saying I just get stuck.
She's not.
That's not her comfort zone.
She's not stuttering.
No, so
like
so
Liberty, bibbity.
I'm like,
Liberty, bibbity.
And he'll step in, or he'll like rub my back or something. Hey, I can do this, but
girl be liberty bibbity.
But it's so better. That's a lot better.
This right here.
So even doing this, it's like
listen, this is a miracle. Y'all need to know that this is walking on water. That's right. Listen,
Maxann.
Whatever.
I love it. I love this for you. I love this for you then.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you know what it is, she has to feel comfortable, and I'm glad you feel comfortable enough because I could see that you were a little nervous, but who isn't? You know, doing something fresh out of the box. But I appreciate it that you're in your zone right now.
She's beside love.
She is. Which quote do you guys subscribe to? Happy wife, happy life, or happy spouse, happy house?
Happy spouse. So we don't even say happy.
Yeah.
Joy is a feeling, right?
Yeah, because happy, you have to have something to happen. But it's the joy that comes from Christ that keeps us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Joyous. I mean, that keeps our spirit going, you know. We pray in the morning, and a lot of our prayers is in regards to joy. It's the joy of the Lord that's our strength.
That's right.
Yeah, that's our strength, you know, because it's going to be a lot of times that we're not going to be, we're not going to be happy. Again, well, you have to have something to happen. Yeah, we woke up this morning, but that goes beyond happiness. That's joy. You know, that's strength. You able to open them eyes, that's strength.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's able to operate our limbs and, you know, all of those. That's
we
strength.
take those things for granted.
Don't take it, by the grace of God, you know. So no, we don't do them a happy wife, happy life, and we don't do that's liberty bibbity.
He should be a comedian at this point.
Liberty bibbity.
How important is intimacy in your relationship?
It's very important. I like to connect. Like
I can see that you guys are like shoulder to shoulder.
I so like to connect. It's this new thing with me now. Like he doesn't even
new.
Like just like don't open your mouth. Like let me just like connect with you. Like it's hard to explain, but I think he's getting into it too.
Okay. Yeah.
You know
I mean, because what it is, a lot of times we can become too verbal, right?
Yeah.
And not allowing our souls to speak. Our physical body speak, and not necessarily our souls. So as we, you know, get older, mature, we know one another's body. It becomes, you know, evident, you know. No conversation. It's no necessary, you know, verbal conversation, but more so allowing our souls and our hearts to speak and to connect.
Just
so
like
how much touch is in it though?
Oh, 100%. All touch. All
200. 200.
200. Okay.
200. Matter of fact, I got a breakaway. I'm ready.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
He is a
wear
mess.
breakaways now. I wear.
Okay, so tell me about.
Waiting for the interview to be over.
Tell me about a typical date night with you guys. How does it start? How does it end? Who plans it? What is it?
I pick her up from work sometime. Flowers. Roll up into her job. Knock on the door. Or not knock on the door, but peek through the door. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And roll up. Pick her up from work. Her car probably already be at the garage or be at wherever. Come get her. You know. Take her to a nice joint. You know. For her, it's the same. Like she, you know, make sure the kid's home and safe or whatever.
And they're good.
Yeah. Take them over mom's house and we rolling. You know, and it's like we like spontaneous.
But we do like to, me personally, I like to dress up and go, you know, that.
Of course,
like to look real good. Yeah, like to look real good.
She's always like to look good. I love that. Where'd you get that from, Maxann? Your mom?
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah, her dad.
He's like, he's like, oh, you have to be different. You have to, you know what, you know, when you're younger, you want what everybody else has. Oh, these are the new shoes. I want these. And he's like, no, get something different. It was always, you know,
something different.
Yeah, something stand out.
That was the same, right?
Yeah.
Your dad, her dad was like, that was, and he kind of raised me like.
Really?
I lived with them for y'all. I didn't tell y'all this, but I lived with them for like what, a year or two.
Like that,
mom and dad. I lived with them for like a year or two. I mean, and I say I lived, but I was always over there. Is what I'm saying. I was always there. You know, especially after we had our first kid. You know, I was always there. You know, and it was almost like, okay, It's a, you know, and
No, you weren't gonna say it.
what?
I got it, Maxann. Go ahead. He didn't know.
But anyway, yeah, yeah, and we
Yeah.
all grew close. Funny thing about it is that my dad and her dad were already friends.
They knew each other.
They
and
knew
we
each
didn't
other
know
and
they
didn't
knew each
even
other.
know.
Get
That's
out.
funny.
Like
Yeah.
from work or something?
No, from the neighborhood, community.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You remember the
Oh,
red door
wow.
down Eastover?
Yes.
Yes, you
Okay.
do.
All right.
Mhm.
I'm gonna leave her.
But I don't know. Okay, I just remembered the red door, but is it a bar or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, they was down there hanging out.
Off the chain. Off the chain, Mika. You already know.
Oh my God. How do you guys celebrate your love? You kind of mentioned some aspects of it, but how do you guys celebrate? I know you have monthly. And what year are you guys in your marriage?
25.
Oh my God.
26.
26. Okay. So did y'all do any big 20 and 25, 20?
We did it.
I tried
We
to remarry her in 25. She was like, nah, let's hold on.
you. Okay, so it was like he wanted to do it, and it was like we had like we had like a month. He's like, oh, okay, we can do it like in the next month.
It was
like,
COVID. It was COVID.
I'm like,
Oh
come
yeah.
on.
That'll shake things up.
It was
Yeah.
it was coming still in the pandemic, and
It was still short
that was last
notice.
year.
I
Yeah, it
want
was for last year.
if
So
we do it, I want it to be,
that was the other part. Yeah, she wanted to have y'all there and brother Stevie singing, and yeah, all of that. You know,
we just wanted it
and I
to
know brother
be
Stevie Charter probably. I'm like, what? What a legend. How you gonna
Oh
do
my
this?
God. That's what you was telling her, how she gonna do all that. Okay, so you guys are working on you're working on your 30th and you're gonna renew your vows?
Okay.
How about that? That's
Speak that.
yeah.
Let's hold your hand
I
in that.
think it would be
Let's hold your hand in that.
great to have, our kids there, grandkids. So that's always so wonderful.
Tamika look like the matron of honor. Look at her. 30. You said 30, right?
I am too old to be a maid of honor, bridesmaid, any of those. I'm only coming to the wedding. Yes. No, I'm sorry. I don't do those roles anymore. No. But I think it's beautiful that you guys get to incorporate the whole family at this point, right? Grandkids.
Yeah,
how many grandkids do you guys have?
Wonderful thing. Yeah.
No doubt.
How many grandkids do you have?
We have
quite a few.
Yeah.
Two that they are our hearts.
Yeah.
And
that's a shame that we have to count.
Yeah,
right?
It's like 5 grandkids.
Yeah.
But it's just 2 6 grandkids, 6 in total.
Okay.
But it's 2 that we extend, or they extend themselves and we extend ourselves to, only because of the dynamics of the relationships that are healing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those are my 2 grandsons, Phoenix and Kingston.
And they're so cute.
Okay. And you guys have how many children?
So we have 4
together and 2 outside.
Okay.
So we have 6 together.
Okay. Wow. Y'all got a big little family.
Big little.
Like my family. Oh my
God.
Big
little. That big little.
Her big little family. What keeps you guys motivated to keep going no matter the circumstance? Like, I think you guys kind of said God, but what else?
Yeah, Christ.
I mean,
Christ is the center of it. Yeah, yeah. We got some good folks. We got people like you, Mika. I mean, to the 10th power, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know we still getting acclimated, but we got some friends that's like, they be expecting to see us and us together.
In church family.
Yeah. Yep. We got pastors that like shout out to Pastor Jacoby and Latoya.
Yeah.
Those our peeps. Amin and Shavana.
Yeah. Yeah,
Will. And
so y'all have a good network of couples.
we do. We do.
Sean Seymour
Oh, I didn't
and
see y'all at
Latanya.
church. What's going on?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't
Okay.
see
They're
them
from our old church.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Mahogany, Mike. Shout out to
And so
being Philly.
and the in-laws, he said shout out to the whole world. The in-laws, how has the in-laws relationship kind of cultivated you guys' relationship?
They've been watching them. So both our parents have been married for a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my parents had gone through a lot, being as though my father was a Vietnam vet. And
her father was like my best friend.
And
no, seriously,
went
like
through a whole lot, but
it wasn't. I mean, we were always transparent with one another.
That's
it wasn't nothing did he hear from me. You know what I mean? We used to go, go out together. We did a lot together. We almost got locked up.
No, stop.
No sleep. That was my homie. That was my homie. Never forget this dude tried to rob me. The time dude tried to rock, man, I rocked him. You hear me? But no, that was my homie though. And my father, it was the same. I mean, our dynamic of our relationship and our families, it meshed together so well. Yeah, it meshed together so well.
That's great.
That it was almost like God knew exactly like what
he was doing.
Yeah, what to bring together.
That's what I say. God ordained.
Yeah. Yeah. Her mom's a lover of Christ. My mom's a lover of Christ. They both lost their husbands, right? We pray for them it's never a morning that we don't pray. It's never a morning or day that we don't go over there and pray with, not only pray for them, but pray with them.
Yeah.
We hang out with them. We take them out. Take them to dinner together.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Take them to little excursions and different things like that. Encourage them to, and they get together themselves. A lot of times and do different things together.
Yeah, they still drive.
Yeah, they still drive and everything. They live right around
corner from each other.
Yeah.
So they look after one another too. That's the other part.
That is nice. And you guys, because you had that blueprint, I'm sure that helped.
That's it.
Nothing like
That's it.
Nothing like it.
Because you see, especially when you said you saw your parents go through things, so you saw not only them go through things, they survived things and they survived it together. So that's great.
I'm about to shout out one other person.
No, you're not. No.
Charlene and Pastor.
You're not. Unless they're all going to subscribe to. I hope they're all subscribing to Soulversations with Mka Morris.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. What have you guys learned about yourself in your journey of marriage? Like, what have you learned about yourself, Maxann?
I'm stronger than what I thought I was. Oh my gosh. I was always this timid, shy, fearful person. And when you go through a lot, sometimes I could have folded, but I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. And if I had never gone through those things, I would have never known. So yeah.
Nisheen?
The same resiliency, being resilient. And part of that resiliency, I just want to add, part of that resiliency brought about an identity. Brought about an identity in regards to me as a Black male who loved Christ. The love of God.
I want to go back to something that you said a minute ago, that if you guys weren't together and if you guys didn't show up together, the effect that it would have on the people that's watching you guys in your love. How important is it for you guys to represent Black love on a big, 25-year long scale? How 100%. Important is that?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
You go back and I think about what it was during the time, past times of slavery, when it was easy to remove me, but take her. You understand what I'm saying? To remove me, take her and my kids. So I don't have no accountability, no responsibility to either her or my kids. But for that love to be shown and displayed that I stand with her and with my kids, you know, for both our grandkids and children to come. Something about legacy in regards to a male, me personally, that it changes that the whole diaspora of identity for everyone else. You know, it ain't just, you know, and we were watching, what were we watching? The Gringo, what was her name? Ebony
K. Williams.
Yeah.
Is that what you're speaking of?
Look,
The Griot.
Yeah, the Griot.
Okay. Ebony K. Williams. She went viral this week.
We were watching that. We were
And
watching.
and what were your thoughts about it?
Come on. Go. You
Your
go
thoughts?
first. You go. I'm gonna take another step. I'm gonna let her go now. But no, but in regards to the relationship, in regards to a black male being there for the responsibility of their child, regardless if I drive a bus or not, I will, you know what I mean? The thing is that I'm there, my presence alone, regardless of statistics, because we know all of those statistics and consensus, just like my daughter said, can be false. And a lot of times they play into the narrative of further disparaging a lot of people not to be there. You know, people get discouraged behind that stuff.
Yep.
You know, hearing that rather than just being there. And a lot of these, and I was sharing this with Maxann, these consensus and statistics, all this data, a lot of it's AI driven. People they haven't been in the trenches. They haven't been in the homes.
That's
you know,
true.
of a lot of us.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
That is
They haven't been in the household of faith for a lot of us. You know, they just doing or driving what they would consider as being a narrative. And back to the information and that data, some of it's paid for. A lot of it's paid for. There's
definitely a distraction and a stereotype.
Listen, there's a monster behind the machine. There's a monster
and it creates a narrative. What did you think about that? Her going viral, Maxann?
Oh gosh. And it's weird. Me personally, I understood what she was saying. When she had the conversation with Iyanla Vanzant, because she asked her basically what her personal, you know, preference was, and she told her, and it kind of blew up. I think it was how it was conveyed.
So our conversation, and
instead of her saying yes or no, it was like,
we took the conversation to our brunch table today with the girls, with my two daughters. One of my daughters came home from college today. Shout out to Izzy. But she came, you know, we were just talking, and one of the things was that we talked about was, and we talked about the data, the information, and the consensus, and all of that stuff. But one of the major things that we discussed was in regards to relationship, you know. Charlemagne and what's his name, DJ MB, they tore the girl up. Did you see that one?
No. I'm okay. Can I play devil's advocate real quick? And I'm not saying that this is how I actually feel. I'm just saying this. You just said shout out to your daughter who just came home from college. If your daughter comes home from college, she's now a graduate, and she says, Daddy, this is my boyfriend. And you say, what does he do? He works at Walmart. He's driving the truck for Walmart.
Oh, that's so good.
How do you feel now?
That has happened to me before with my oldest daughter.
No, how did you really feel?
How did I really feel? Is that exactly that?
Right. It's fine. Right.
How was that?
Right.
No, it took me a while. My oldest daughter, she's 30 now, but it took me a while because the relationship that she had early, you know, for me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was like, you know, I expect so much more, right?
Then I think when we look at it from that perspective, Ebony's not wrong. I'm gonna tell you like this. Let me tell you what I think. I think personally, I put the post up when I heard her and Iyanla's conversation that I feel like she's at a certain age where she should be looking at the bus driver, the whomever, the whatever.
She said she did them all. She did them all.
No. I didn't hear that part. I just heard the clip. And what I'm saying is at her age, if the bus driver is making six figures, which he can, what's wrong with that? I don't care if he's a office worker making six figures or a railroad guy making six figures. But if your daughter who attends college, I remember when my daughter went to college, she went to Spelman, and I was like, do not, and I repeat, do not be dating the neighborhood drug dealer, the neighborhood guy at the club. If he not in college doing better than you or more than you, don't even look his way.
No. I mean, I totally agree with you, and that was my again, that was my response. You know, I don't.
We're really like getting on her when, in all reality, we raised our daughters to not.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We want better, and that's what she's speaking about. It sounds like just to do better. That's all.
Just, I think it was her tone. It's her delivery. She sounds really. She didn't sound.
You said the same thing.
I don't even think she sound that she believed what she said. I don't even think she said something authentic. I just think that. And then her rebuttal was even worse because it just came from a place like, girl, it's nothing wrong if that's your aspiration. But now let's look at your reality. Your reality is that you probably dated them all. And
that's what she said. Yeah.
Yes, you would want the owner of the bus company. But what if the owner of the bus company is a butthole?
Right.
That was a discussion too that we had at the table.
Yeah.
In regards to being a human, like being, you know what I'm saying, though, not being that person.
Right.
And we went through all the narratives in regards to that bus driver, being not only the bus driver but also the mechanic. Because if that's his bus, he's gonna know to repair it. And what does the mechanic make?
A lot.
Yes.
It makes a lot.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we went through all of those narratives, but I truly believe that that's why we ought to be, in the mere seconds of our speaking, intentional in regards to others, not so much of ourselves. So when she asked, when Ayala asked, what would you date a bus driver? You know, that was so strategic because
I think she should have said, well, how much does this bus driver make? Can he afford to take care of us?
But how about a case? How about a yes? How about a yes?
No, we're not going.
No. How about a yes
or no?
Or no.
Right.
That will hurt.
Her tone. Her
if she'd have said, but if she'd have said no, we'd still be mad.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, but even with that, would have gave us a definitive in regards to a conversation that she really, she's still getting beat up behind.
And it's so sad.
She getting beat up behind.
Again,
I'd rather say,
if your daughter came home with her 4-year degree and she said, I'm dating the cashier at Starbucks.
You'd be so mad.
No.
Yes, you are going to be mad.
No, I really would want to know this guy. I would want to know this guy because me personally, I'm being honest.
50-year-old you would want to know him. 38-year-old you.
I wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. My oldest, I was like, nah.
Yeah, your first kid, your first baby girl, she just got out of college. No.
Until I experienced life and got to know the cashier.
Exactly.
CVS. I didn't have time to do it because I was working. And I want him to be working as hard as me. So whoever you dating should be working hard as daddy, not realizing that, in this day of the time, you can be the cashier at CVS, but that can be your ways and means of marketing your company.
Right.
That's your face, that's your place, that's your demographic that you need to reach those certain people because you have intellectual property such as Instagram or whatever it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, today is a new day. You're right. You're right.
Okay. Maxann, how do you take care of yourself on a daily basis to show yourself self-love and self-care?
Self-love, self-care.
Yes, what is that for a mom and a wife?
Prayer first. Prayer first, and just making sure that everybody else is taken care of.
No, ma'am. No,
I know, but in my, for me, that makes me feel good. That does something for me to make sure everyone is settled,
Oh no.
I guess.
Sorry. I'm sorry. But we did grow up in that. We grew up with that. I'm so sorry, girl. I'm so sorry. Nisheen, what are you doing for Maxann for Mother's Day to make sure she takes care of herself first?
Oh, but let me tell you, I get my shopping thing going on. I do that for me. I get my manicure, my pedicure, those things. But on a daily, I do.
You
It
like to
makes me
take care of
feel
others.
good. Yeah, it makes me feel good when I know that everybody else is comfortable, that they are okay. You know, that
That's
would make me
beautiful.
feel good to shop and do this and do that, and everything is in,
Disarray.
shambles. Yeah.
She's not dating a bus driver.
Stop. Stop.
I can't.
I know, right?
Mr. Nisheen, how are you taking care of yourself?
Again, prayer,
Yeah.
meditation. And I find myself before I really need to get back into poetry. I told you about this, the poetry. But I need to get back into my writing. But I recently started working out a little bit.
Okay.
I started working out a little bit more than I average. And I started I can say moving my diet around a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm a pescatarian now.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get closer and more and lean towards more just fruits and vegetables. Yeah. Juicing and doing those things.
Maxann, who's the best cook in the house?
Oh my gosh. I think that's up for
Did he put
I
his
think
shades
I'm
on?
pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm pretty good. Nisheen cooks often, which is really good. But when I
Yes,
cook, it smells good and it's not burnt. No, just kidding.
Okay, so Nisheen's the better cook. Is he the better cook?
No, I'm kidding. He's really good. He's good. He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
I
always wanted a husband that could cook. Child. Then I thought about it. I said I would be big as a house because I like to eat.
Yeah, we are big foodies. Both
yeah,
of us are.
I mean, that's our
thing.
culture though. That's how we grew up. My mom,
she's
does
big on desserts and everything.
bacon and all that stuff. Yeah. And then we do a lot of events. And what's the cultural thing when you come around? You eat, you know.
So do you guys host most of the events at your house?
No, we do.
The party house?
We spread it out.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we got something coming up in September. We'll invite you guys. It's called Family Breaking Bread.
Okay.
We do it with all the family and friends and
that's a
neighborhood.
Yearly thing that we do.
Yearly thing. And part of that, we like to dance. It's that family that prays together, Tyler Perry movie type.
Yes.
You got the spade games going.
Yes.
You got the uncles telling you to dig down and get the bed. All that good stuff.
Well, before we wrap it up, how can our viewers contact you and connect with you guys? Do you have Instagram, Facebook, a website? I know Nisheen is an author. Maxann, how can they reach out to you?
I can be reached out through Instagram, and that's closed-minded style at Gmail, right?
That's a brand y'all need to be looking at
Gmail, and just with a closed-minded style on Instagram.
Is this your clothing line?
It's not my clothing line.
She's a stylist.
I just really love just putting pieces together. That's kind of like my happy place.
That's your self-care.
Happy. That's my happy place.
Okay.
If we want to say happy. Yeah.
That's your joy place.
It is.
Listen, her motto is she got your body type, she got your body right.
All right. Closed-minded. What is it again? Because
Closed-minded style bar.
Style bar. I like it. I love the name.
I'm getting it together slowly but surely. But I believe I don't want to drop it because I believe this is what God has actually given me as a gift, and I want to use it to the best of my ability.
Help me push her further.
I'm doing it. She's
doing it. She's doing it.
That's right.
The fact that she's already started, that's it. Look, a lot of us have a million ideas, but until we get started, we can't do nothing with it.
That's
and
right.
The fact that you started, you're on your way. But that's a blessing. And
put them sisters behind her. Put them behind her. For me, it's closed-minded.
And it's closed-minded with the K.
K.
Okay.
K-L-O-V-E.
That's why I couldn't find it. Hold on.
Yeah, closed-minded.
I was gonna
design.
ask offline. Okay, closed-minded with a K.
Yeah.
That's my
Closed-minded.
thing.
That's how
Okay.
you'll find me. I might be modeling one of these.
Of course you will. You'll do
Breakaways,
whatever
you
she
know what I
asks you to
mean?
do concerning
Yeah,
it.
one of these breakaways.
So
One of
are
them
you
push-ups.
dressing him now?
I am. When he does his
Yeah.
events or he's speaking, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, of course
Saw
you do.
her like this breakaway.
Please say one more thing about the breakaway. I can't. You guys, it has been a joy to have you as my first couple
Thank you.
on
Thank
Soulversations with
you.
Mka Morris. You
Thank
guys
you.
look good.
Thank
I'm
you.
the energy
Yeah.
is beautiful. I wish you guys 25 more amazing,
Oh,
beautiful
Yes,
years
thank you. We
together.
receive it.
Appreciate
God
it.
bless
Thank
your
you.
family.
it.
God bless your legacy that you'll leave behind because of you. Like
Likewise. Likewise.
all of the
Yeah.
that comes because of you guys.
Yeah.
Like because you guys said yes to each other. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us today on this
Yeah. And
episode.
likewise to you and brother Stevie. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we receive it.
Amen. Amen.
Yes.
Yeah. So back to this breakaway. All right, Tamika, we're gonna see you.
Now stop.